We're back for our weekly live interview with San Luis Obispo County leaders. Today we're talking about a substantial budget deficit the county's dealing with.
And Lisa Howe is the budget director for the County of San Luis Obispo and joins us now live. Hi, Lisa. The Board of Supervisors approved a recommended budget for the upcoming year. You went into this process having a $15.6 million deficit. How did you go about bridging that gap?
So the county is legally required to have a balanced budget. Our general fund budget gap going into the budget hearing was estimated at $15.6 million due to slower revenue growth as well as increased costs of providing services. And ultimately on Monday, the board did pass a balanced budget and was able to do that using a strategic plan of 50% structural reductions and 50% one-time use of county reserves or one-time use of revenue.
Okay, going into the reserve fund. Now, the state has also run into budget shortfalls. How does that affect counties like San Luis Obispo or Santa Barbara when the state is short on funds too?
Pretty significantly. In California, counties are a political subdivision of the state, and we are required to carry out a number of mandated services, primarily in health and human services area, as well as some public protection. So whenever the state is facing budget deficits, that could substantially impact the amount of revenue counties receive in order to carry out those mandated services. The county receives about 39% of our total revenues from the state. So at this point, we are closely watching what the state budget is doing and going to be coming back to the board likely in September once the state budget's passed to mitigate any of those reductions.
Okay, and this is the recommended budget that the supervisors approved. What's the next step?
So starting in July 1st, that will start the budget that we just adopted. And quickly after that, our auditor's office will close the books for the current year. And then we'll make any amendments coming back in September as well with the state budget impact. So we are looking at coming back late September to make any necessary reductions pending the state budget deficit.
Now, numerous entities are funded by county money. So how do you make these decisions with the least impact to public services?
So as all budgeting, it is a balancing act of trying to make a compromise in order to carry out the best services to the public, as well as carrying out, making sure that we're fiscally prudent. So we did, fortunately, the board has adopted sound budget policies to make us creating an austerity plan over the next 3 years to strategically look at how we balance the budget, but minimizing services to the public. And this year, the board was still able to make substantial investments in the board adopted policies, such as public safety, homelessness and mental health, housing and economic development.
It feels like it would be a really stressful thing. You seem to be handling it very well. This doesn't keep you up at night?
Well, luckily we kind of got through the big part of the budget hearing Monday, and so now we are back at it in the office looking at the state budget situation and how we ultimately make recommendations in the next few months.
Okay.
All right, Lisa Howe, Budget Director, San Luis Obispo County, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.